Welcome to our Zoom. We will be on today from 3 to 4, and we are going to be playing a Jeopardy game, and we're going to be talking about COVID-19 and things surrounding that. So before we get started, a couple things. I want to remind everyone on the call, if you have not registered online, please go to the link in the chat box. You can go after this is over, but go to the link to register for this workshop online. And then also, if this is your first time tuning in with us and you have not taken the pre-test, please click the link in the chat box to take the pre-test. And then also, I want to go over really quick mandated reporting. So all of us on the call today who are Girls Inc. staff are mandated reporters. And what this means is this is a safe space. This is a place where we want you to have conversation with us and be comfortable in sharing. However, if you share something that alerts us that you're harming yourself or you might potentially harm someone else, we do have to report that, so just be aware of that. And I think that's it. Also, last thing, follow us on Instagram and also join our Remind group. At the end, we'll be sure to add everybody's Instagram so that you can follow us on there. So now I'm going to pass it over to Miss Fennell.
All right. So like Ms. Stephanie said, we're going to talk a little bit about healthy habits during COVID. So I'm going to type 4 different prompts in the chat box. Let me find the chat box before I do that. So these 4 different prompts, what we're going to have you do is copy and paste them in your chat box and write your response to just how you're feeling right now with COVID-19 going on during your quarantine or just during the pandemic in general. So I'm going to read them off and kind of give examples. So I have 4 prompts here. What we're going to do is we're going to answer the 4 prompts. Wait to submit your answer, and then we'll give it about 5 minutes, and then I'll say submit, and we're all going to try and submit them at the same time. So like the first prompt is if only. So if only, like if you wanted to hang out with your friends, you could put that, or it makes me. So right now it makes you feel kind of lonely. Maybe, I don't know, if you're only child, or if you can't hang out and socialize with other teens. So there's 4 prompts. So just write how you're feeling right now when it comes to current times with COVID. So you can copy and paste that. We'll give it about, let's say we'll do 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes. And then when I say enter, we're all gonna send it through the chat. To the group in the chat box, I have 4 different prompts. So what you're going to do is copy the prompts and put them in the chat box, but just hold them and wait. And then we're going to enter them at the end. Sorry, I was still typing mine. All right. So if you would like to send it in now, send it. If you're still working on it, that's fine. And then we'll discuss this a little bit. Does anyone want to share theirs? And if you want to share, you can just unmute. If not, then the program directors, if they would like, could share. So I see a lot of us, we traveled, which is big right now, especially I'm sure a lot of us could use a vacation. I see a lot of anxiousness with everything. That everyone would like a vacation and things to go back to normal. So that was just a little check-in. It's always important to recognize your feelings and check in with yourself, especially the anxiousness, especially in the times right now. If you know you're getting anxious feelings, just try to work on ways of coping with that. And we're going to discuss, like I said, different habits. We're going to play a game, everything like that. But we're going to discuss a little more, but just always be aware of how you're feeling, especially in times like this.
And I was gonna say, if you want to, we had a mood check-in too. So if you want to give one positive and one negative word that describes how you've been feeling during COVID-19, you can type that in the chat box as well, or you can unmute yourself and tell us one positive and one negative word.
What's your positive and negative, Miss Stephanie?
My positive word, productive. I've been surprisingly productive. My negative word, anxious. I don't like being alone all the time, and it's been difficult. I like social interaction and going, like you said, to restaurants without my mask on and places with other people, but can't do that right now, so.
Let's see, TW in the chat box says their positive word is loved and their negative word is scared. I feel that. I would say for myself, my positive word is active. I mean, it took a while into COVID to actually get to the active point. And my negative word, like you, Miss Steph, is anxious. I get really anxious because I have asthma, and like when my asthma flares up, then I'm like, is it COVID or is it allergies? Is it asthma? So then it gives me a lot of anxiety, which almost sometimes feels like the same thing as like an asthma attack or something like that. So it's like this big circle of like, is it COVID or is it other things? So
Right.
I agree with everyone. Anxious is the negative, and then I would say kind of productive. Takes a while to get in the routine, but really have to learn, especially now, how to work from home, how to do things from home, just because we don't have as much access to outside.
All right. Anybody else have positive and negative words? Okay, we will move on. So the first thing we're going to talk about, we want each of you, program directors included, we want each of you to name 3 healthy habits. So 3 healthy habits that you do on a daily basis, that you do consistently, just 3 of your healthy habits. And then once we do that, I'm going to ask you a few questions. J-Boss says shower, wash hands. Nye says wash hands. Soma says exercise. Eat fruits and veggies daily. These are all good, healthy habits. Brush your teeth, yeah. Intentional breathing breaks, prayer, affirmations, and eat food. You want to make sure you're fueling your body. Drink lots of water. Someone said, is a routine a healthy habit? Yeah, absolutely. I think that ties into a lot of what we talk about. Time management, healthy habits, all of that. So yes, definitely. I think for me, getting enough sleep and not staying up because I'm a night owl, and also drinking lots of water is one of mine. And taking breaks when I need to and not feeling guilty for needing to take a break. All right, so my first question for everyone, how do you keep your body healthy during these times? So maybe think back for a second to how you kept your body healthy before COVID and how you keep it healthy now, and if anything's changed or if anything's different, or maybe it's the exact same. And y'all can type in the chat box, or I'd love to hear from you.
I was just gonna say that. I find myself, someone in the chat box put cleaning more. I find myself like cleaning everything a lot more. Like if I touch something, I feel like I have to immediately wash my hands. Or like in the car, once I get out the car, if I go somewhere, when I get home, I'm like wiping it down. Just, you can never be too careful.
I know for
Go
me,
ahead.
I know for me before COVID, it was like basketball was like my way to like stay healthy, like drink my water. But now it's more like dancing and cleaning. Like I clean a lot, or like I'll put on music and I'll dance a lot. So that's kind of just how I like stayed like in shape.
That's awesome. I think for me, I'm hyper aware right now. Someone like said cleaning more often. Someone else said taking your vitamins more, or taking more vitamins during the day. I think there's so many things that I didn't think about before when it came to like public places and hygiene, and how I always tell my friends, I'm like, shouldn't this have always been clean this way? Or like, why weren't they always doing this type of sanitation here? Especially like in a restaurant or like in public bathrooms. It's like, why did COVID have to happen for y'all to like clean your kitchen or your bathroom? But I definitely clean more too, just because that helps with my anxiousness. I'm like, if I have a clean area, maybe I'll be calm. Doesn't always work, but I try. Someone said staying more up to date with medications, more important too. Yeah, you want to make sure you're boosting your immune system as much as possible. Good. Awesome.
One
So,
of the things that one of the things that I've done that I would have never thought to do before COVID was like, okay, so all the protests and stuff are going on, in which I've been to protests before, but it was important to like, as soon as I got home from protesting, like my clothes were in their own little section, and then there was like immediate shower, just in case COVID was like lingering around or coming in from the stores. Before I touched anything, it was immediately like, go wash your hands because you've been out.
So switching gears a little bit, so we talked about body health, but now what about your mind? So how do you keep your mind, mental health, healthy during these times?
For me, it's been meditation more lately. Before bed every night, something calming to relax from the day, in my headphones. So.
I'll piggyback off of Boss and say that yes, definitely meditation, and also just being aware of how I'm feeling, like not just suppressing or putting off if I feel anxious or if I feel uncomfortable, actually like acknowledging the feeling and investigating to see what the catalyst was, to see how I can help myself, because I think that's the best way to keep my mental health strong, is to check on me.
Anybody else on mental health?
In the chat box, we have actually talking to people about my emotions. Yeah, that's a good one. That's so hard sometimes, to put into words what you're feeling and having the actual word for it. So good for you.
And my last question for you, what are you grateful for right now? What are you grateful for today?
SB in the chat box says my life.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Amen.
I second that, FG. I second that indeed.
Yeah, I'm very grateful for my health. That's something like, we've been saying it's important. That's why we're talking about healthy habits, but, everyone isn't healthy, or everyone, doesn't have health issues. So to not have the health issues, working on, all I have to do is take vitamin C to try and, boost my immune system. But other people who have health issues, literally do not go anywhere because they could get sick and they could die. So I'm just thankful to be healthy for the most part compared to others who may not be.
In the chat box, we have my mother. I too am very grateful for my mother, and that I am here living and I'm healthy. And then we also have my family that has been a huge support system to me during a recent loss. And then someone, SB, said, I feel like COVID is making us all realize more about the stuff that some people previously took for granted. So I think that's important too. Awesome. So y'all mentioned a lot of healthy habits for your body, for your mind. I'm going to read a few more before we move on. So shower regularly because COVID-19 can live on surfaces for days. As J-Boss mentioned, keep your clothes clean. Try not to wear the same clothes for several days if possible. Do laundry frequently. Don't put your fingers in your mouth. Don't put your hands in your mouth. Don't bite your fingernails. Rub your eyes. Try just not to. Your hands are dirty. Try not to touch your face. Try not to scratch your face, head, body. Wash all fresh fruits and vegetables before eating them. Don't litter either outside or inside your home. You don't want to raise the risk of illness for family members, waste management workers, or trash people picking up the trash. Remove all leftovers, trash, masks, and gloves from your car and dispose of them. Maintain good hygiene while growing out your hair, your nails, using hair and face accessories. Cover your face when coughing or sneezing to avoid spreading germs. Wash your hands after using the restroom, being out in public places. Clean your cell phone, your computer devices, so wipe down the screens, wipe down the keyboard. Your desk space, make sure you're keeping that clean. Don't rely on carry-out or restaurant deliveries as your only food source. Try to add more fruits and vegetables into your diet. Maybe during this time you could take up cooking. Don't reuse masks, gloves, or personal care devices without cleaning them. So if it's a disposable mask, make sure we're throwing those in the trash. If it's not disposable, make sure you're washing those as often as possible. And that's it for me.
All right, now it's Jeopardy time. I feel like I need the music. Jeopardy, Jeopardy, Jeopardy. So I'm going to share my screen and we are going to play. Hold on. Jeopardy game. So I think we have 3 girls online right now. So we're gonna do this solo. So SB, CW, and TW, you're gonna be on your own team. So we'll keep it at 3 teams. A little bit about Jeopardy, if you don't know how to play Jeopardy. So I'm gonna do a number, think of a number from 1 to whatever, and whoever's closest will get to go first. So let me start it. So with Jeopardy, we have our different numbers. Now this is just healthy habits, just stuff about different topics that we should know about: menstruation, which is your period, personal hygiene, mental health, COVID-19 facts, and then just general hygiene. So 100s are going to be a little bit easier, 200, and then as we get to 500, it's going to be a little bit harder. So let me find how to get into the chat box so I can type in to see who's going to go first. Oh, we got the Jeopardy music. All right, so I'm thinking of a number. Let me write my number down. Between 1 and 20. So whoever guesses the number or the closest to it, or the exact number, will get to go first. feel like I'm missing some. I'm missing someone. Wait, CWSV. Oh, I got something. Okay, so the number was, can y'all see that? Probably not. 17. Oh, 17. So SB got the closest. So if you want, you can unmute and tell me which category and for how much. If not, then you can just unmute and tell me what you'd like. And I'll rename these teams also. So pick any category and any number amount. SB. Oh, mental health. Does anyone have the answers up? Never mind. Hold. Does anyone have the answers up to like give a thumbs up or thumbs down if they get it wrong?
I'm gonna pull them up real quick.
Okay. All right. Mental health for 400. All right. Name 3 places or people a student could go to on campus or, virtually to talk to someone about their mental health. So we'll give a little bit of time to answer. And then if not, when I say if she gets it right or wrong, someone could steal it. So if you want to unmute or just like have your answer ready in the chat box to enter it. So name 3 places or people a student can talk to on campus about their mental health. All right. All right, so we got teacher, counselor, and the nurse. So you get those points. Let me reveal the answer. Is the answer revealed? This looks so different on Zoom compared to, hold on. There we go. So yes, so you can talk to the nurse, intervention specialist, counselor, doctor, teacher. Just make sure you're talking to someone. Like we said before, it's always important to talk about your mental health. All right, SB, you can pick another one. So any other category? All right. So what is the easiest way to prevent catching, I can't even see it because my chat box is in the way, the flu? So we got coming in close contact with someone. No? All right. So does anyone want to steal? You can unmute if it's easier, or you can type what you think the answer is in the chat box. All right. We got one, washing your hands. So washing your hands, TW, good job. Washing your hands. Make sure we're washing our hands. All right, TW with the steal, you can unmute or you can put in the chat box which category you would like. Menstruation for 300. What age do most girls get their first period? So what's the average age of young women when they get their first period? And I know that everyone's different, but this is just the general age. All right, we got 10, is that correct? All right, does anyone want to steal? So you could just type in the chat box, unmute. Who got it? Who got it? SB? All right, SB. The average is 12. Like I said, everyone's different, but the average is 12. All right. SB gets those points. All right. What category would you like? All right. Got our fact. I like the way it interrupted. Name 2 simple tasks that can be done to prevent the spread of COVID-19. All right, we got keeping a distance and cleaning. Do we need to be more specific on cleaning? Be a little bit more specific on cleaning. So 2 simple tasks that can be done to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Okay, good job. Is the answer popping up? I don't know why it isn't. There we go. Washing your hands, covering your mouth. We all know these things. We said we've been doing it a lot more. All right. So another category and another number value. Mental health, 200. All right. So with true or false, you can't steal because if you steal it, you're gonna get it right, of course. So true or false, mental health issues are rare. True or false, mental health issues are rare. False. All right. It is false. So 1 in 5 adolescents do have a mental disorder or may have mental health issues. So that is more common than you think. So think about that when it comes to those you surround yourself with. All right. So I'm gonna, we're on a roll. We'll keep it going and we're learning. So SB, pick another category and another number value. I didn't give you the points for that. That was 200. Personal hygiene. This one's one that stumps a lot of people. All right, what bodily function travels over 100 miles per hour? So what bodily function travels over 100 miles per hour? So think about it. If you think you might know, have it in the chat box ready just in case you want to steal. Don't enter it yet until. All right, give me something. Okay, yes. Does anybody want to steal? So now's your time. Put it in the chat box. We got, your heart, saliva. I'm just gonna give, we're just gonna give this one. It's a sneeze. Sneeze. And when I do this, a lot of they do say blood in your heart, but would you imagine how far a sneeze can travel, or how fast a sneeze can travel, and how far? So that's why you got to cover. Don't because then you got to wash your hands. Make sure we're covering and doing what we got to do. Was that 100? That was kind of hard for 100. If that was 100 question. All right, so I'm gonna let CW get you some points in the game. So CW, go ahead and pick a category and a number amount.
Facts 100.
100. All right. How is COVID-19 spread? And you can name one or you can name a bunch.
It's spread by physical contact, not wearing a mask, and sneezing.
We're good. All right. Yes. So yeah, pretty much droplets from one infected person to another infected person. All right. Good job. Let me give you your points. All right. Pick another category and number value.
General hygiene 300.
300. All right. List 3 components of health. So list 3 components of health. I'll give you a little hint. We talked about one of those components before, actually a lot during this group.
Mental health, physical health, and spiritual health.
Is that right? Reference. Mental.
Remind me what that was for one more time. I'm so sorry.
General hygiene 300.
Okay.
Mental, spiritual, physical.
I would give it to her.
Okay, yes.
Because yeah, it's mental, physical, and emotional, but that could also be spiritual. So I would give it to her.
Good job. All right. Go ahead and pick another category.
Facts 300.
All right. So what are 3 symptoms of COVID-19?
Coughing, fever, and irritation in some places.
Give me another symptom. I know what you're saying, but coughing, fever, and maybe one more.
Rashes.
No. Okay. Does SBTW want to steal? All right, we got coughing and loss of smell, loss of taste and smell. A lot of different ones. I don't even think I have, is that one even on there? Oh, yep, loss of taste or smell. All right, good job. And this is all in fun because I feel like I missed giving someone some points somewhere in there, but we're all learning together. All right, I think that was SB. So give another category and a number value. And it's important to know the symptoms just so if you are sick, like we were talking about before, if you think it's allergies, but you don't have certain symptoms, maybe not rush out and go get yourself tested. All right, personal hygiene 300. All right. After a bowel movement, should you wipe front to back or back to front? So after you go to the bathroom, should you go wipe front to back or back to front? All right. I think that's right. I hope that's right. All right. That is SB. All right. Another category and another number value. All right, general 3. You want to do 400? We're going to do 400. 300 is taken. All right, so true or false? ATM machines and public toilets are equally as dirty. True or false? Let's see what it is. It is true. Pretty gross to think about, but like we said, stuff's being cleaned more frequently now. But I'm pretty sure before ATMs were not being as sanitized as they should be. And then, bathrooms get cleaned, but still, anything where there's going to be high traffic can be a lot. All right. So, want to pick another category and number value? All right, we're getting big. 500. Another true or false? True or false, to cool down, drink something hot. So true or false? To drink something, to cool off, drink something hot. All right, that is true. Interesting, you would think, but when you're hot, and when you're sick, you're eating soup. And whenever, your throat might hurt or you might have a fever, what do you always drink? Hot stuff, you're eating hot soup. So you may think, oh my goodness, like that doesn't make any sense, but somehow it helps to regulate your temperature. Which, who knows, you don't want that hot soup when you're sick, but it's gonna help you.
Fun fact, room temperature water is a lot better for you than like ice cold water, because ice cold water, if you've been like on a run or you've been outside or sweating, ice cold water can make your body temperature change too quickly. So it's a lot healthier to drink room temperature water when you're like working out or if you're sick or really anytime, but especially if you're sweating or really hot, because the extreme temperatures can be harmful to your body.
It makes sense, but it doesn't make sense. Our bodies are just very interesting. It's a lot going on there. All right, I'm going to switch this up, and I'm just going to have everyone, I'm going to pick an answer, and then you're just going to try and type it as fast as you can, what you think the answer is in the chat box. And then after everyone puts their answer, I'm going to hit the space bar, and we'll see how that goes. I'm going to switch it up. We got a little bit of time. I'm gonna start off easy, we'll do menstruation for 100. And then, like I said, so this is just a wild card. So anybody gets to answer. And I probably messed up the points. Like I said down here, they're probably messed up. So this is just like a learning experience for fun. So, all right. How often should a tampon or pad be changed? And then why? And this is like hour amounts. I believe so.
So CW, can you get a little more specific? Yes. How many hours can you wear one before you need a change?
And this is like average. Every woman, of course, is different. Everybody's different, so. I'm gonna reveal this one. So what is at least every 4 hours? But someone did say to prevent infection. So everybody's body is different. So everyone's different on how and when, but that's like the recommended average. All right, let's do a rapid round. Let's do another menstruation. So name 2 different type of sanitary products used during menstruation. So 2 different types. There's a lot out there. All right, we got pads, tampons, yes. Tampons, and then menstrual cups, which are big nowadays. All right, I'm going to the hard ones. Let's see, let's do personal hygiene 500. All right, so where is the largest collections of sweat glands in the body? So where do you think the largest collection of sweat glands are in your body? Give you some time in the chat box, and then I'll reveal the answer. This is one like the sneeze that, throws throws us off. So where do you sweat? Sweat glands in the body. All right, I'm gonna reveal it. Your feet. Your feet. That's why it's always important to keep your feet dry. So your feet have the largest collection of sweat glands in the body. Someone put pits on there, you would think, but it is actually your feet. All right, let's do another 500. Let's do COVID-19 facts. All right, so which population is COVID-19 more dangerous for? So this would be like at-risk population. So who is more at risk? If they get COVID-19, it's very dangerous for them. We got disabled. Give me some more answers. So think about when they say the at-risk population, like who you shouldn't be around maybe, because if you are around them, you could possibly, if you're asymptomatic, give them COVID and then they're more at risk and it could affect them a little more.
SB said people with weak immune systems. That's one of them.
So I'm gonna display the answer. So the older population. And then anyone like with weak immune systems or their immune system might be weak because they have an underlying or existing health issue that could be, I believe, diabetes. There's a bunch of different risk factors. Let's do this 300, since it's just sitting there by itself. Oh, a good one. True or false? Individuals with mental illness do not get better. So this is a true or false. We got some falses in there. Let's see what it is. So this is false. So once someone is diagnosed with a mental illness, it's treatable, not necessarily cured. So of course, if you have a mental illness, you can get better. Find what works for you, what doctor works for you. That will help you. All right, let's do general hygiene 200. All right, name 3 important actions you can take to have, physical, does this question make sense? Name 3 important actions you can take to have good physical health. I feel like there's something missing in there. Good physical health. Because that doesn't make any sense how it is. Name 3 important actions you can take to have good physical health. You know what? I don't know what. Let's see. Okay, so this was named. So 3 important actions you can take to have good physical health. Yes, so working out, someone put, make sure you're getting sleep. That's always important. Eat nutritious meals, like we've said. Get 60 minutes of exercise a day. Avoid drugs and to clean yourself daily. Let's do this last, let's do these last 2 500s and then we have some more tips and some closings we're gonna do. All right, so this is mental health. This disorder is categorized by overwhelming and intense feelings of worry about everyday situations. I think we got it. Yes, so an anxiety disorder. Like we've been saying this whole time, just make sure you're paying attention to how you're feeling because that is very important. All right, let's do this. This one, this one's hard. I don't even know the answer to it. But let's see if we can guess. How long is the average menstrual cycle?
Can I clarify? So the question is actually asking how how long is it between menstrual cycles? So if you have your period today and it ends in 5 days, how long until you have it again? It's not asking like how long are you on it, it's asking how long in between. TW, you're really close.
And I got one of these emojis. Like this is, maybe that's why it's a 500.
It's a little less than 30 and a little more than 24 days on average.
25.
So show it. So it's
Close.
every 28 days, typically, depending on your cycle. But y'all are really close, so that's good.
Do I have any more 500s? Do we want to do one more for good measure or close it out?
Let's go ahead and close it out.
Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing. So good job. Appreciate everyone. It was, just interesting to get a little bit of update. I like playing, a Jeopardy game, just, to make light of everything that's going on, but we can also learn. So we're gonna close out today because we have 7 more minutes left. With just different ways that you can cope right now. So like all these we've kind of went over, know what to do if you're sick and you're concerned, know where to go to get treatment. So if you're not feeling good emotionally, know who you can talk to or where you can go. Take care of your emotional health, we've talked about. Take breaks from reading stories or listening to stuff online. That can be a lot. And then just taking care of your body. We've talked about meditating, exercising regularly, getting sleep. Make time to unwind, try connecting with others, and then connecting with your community or faith-based organizations when you can. So there's some different ways to cope right now.
All right, thank you for that. I will ask just a couple questions before we get off of here. You can answer this in the chat box or unmute your mic if you feel comfortable. But what are some ways you're coping with the current COVID-19 pandemic? How are you coping?
I would say sometimes I draw to get my mind off of stuff. That's how I deal with most things. I just draw whatever.
Let's see, we have one in the chat box, barely coping, but trying to get through it. Some days are rough. I'm sure we can all relate to the barely coping some days, but and as Miss Fennell says, that's very real. But we get through it one day at a time, and if necessary, break it down even more, hour by hour of the day, just to get through it. I muted myself. My next question and last question for you is, did you learn something today that gave you hope? Or did what we talk about give you any anxiety or fear from what you learned?
I'll say something. I think something that gives me hope is that we have this group as a community, and even though we're doing all of this virtually, we know that every single Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we can hop on these calls and have honest, open, real conversations with one another and share in the fact that we're having anxieties or that we're struggling to cope. And so I find hope in the fact that we're still in community even though it's virtual.
Agreed, Miss Stephanie. In the chat box, CW says that sneeze fact scared me, to be honest. That is scary. It's really scary. All right, any other comments? TW says a little anxiety from being around nice and sensible people. Huh. Okay. So,
TW, are you referring to us or other people?
Yeah, I'm referring to y'all. Like every other time I'm talking to somebody about COVID-19, everybody's like, "Oh, it's not real," or "It's a hoax." So it's like kind of nice to be in somewhere where people like actually acknowledge that it's real, like are saying like take precautions and stuff like that.
That is very understandable. And I wouldn't even think about that, but that is a lot when people are downplaying what's going on right now. That could cause anxiety. Thank you for sharing. That makes a lot of sense.
all right, that's all I have for you. If you, Miss Stephanie, want to close us out?
Yes. So we will be back on Zoom tomorrow and on Thursday. So be sure and tune in at 3 o'clock on Zoom. And then any updates we have for the coming weeks, we'll be sure and share with you as soon as we have them. And make sure you fill out the registration for today, and then if you want to come back tomorrow, you can register for tomorrow as well, and then take that pre-test if you haven't already done so. So the pre-test, you'll take it today, and then we'll take a post-test at the very end of the semester. So you only have to take it twice. And then everyone who is staff, please add your Instagram so that the students can follow us on Instagram. And I think that is it.